Hello, Hoops Capital World. We love you out there. Thanks for all your feedback on our last episode, which was our first episode of the rebooted Hoops Capital podcast, brought to you by Harvey Norman and our great friends at Rode and all their equipment, which make us sound so good. So thank you to you and welcome back. And welcome to my colleague, Jordi. How are you going, mate?
I'm good. It's good to be back. We moved off the couch. That was a short-lived experiment on the couch.
Thank God.
But it's good to be in chairs here. We got the arms. It's all looking very professional.
And look, we've really upgraded this week. We've got a proper guest.
I know. Last week was.
We got the great man Denzel Valentine. Welcome, Denzel.
Man, glad to be here.
Good to have you in the Hoops Capital podcast studio, mate.
Yes, sir.
Very extensive. It's not your first studio, I take it.
No, I've been in a couple studios before. Yeah, so gonna have some fun.
Photographer.
Well, we got to talk about the week, but before we do that, a few things, Zell. What we have here is we have envelopes in front of us. Mm-hmm. You have to choose one, and we work through that, and you tell us about what's in there. We'll get to that later.
Okay.
Let's just wrap up the weekend, if I may. So here we are Tuesday, the Tuesday after the Sunday, and on the Saturday. Little trip to Queensland. Anyway, we won't talk too much about that. Good for the experience.
That's called Queensland in Cairns?
Yes, it is. It's called Queensland,
okay,
yes.
We don't have many states, but that's one of them.
Queensland, okay.
It's like a combination of Texas and Florida all rolled into one big giant bag, I'd say. How's that grab you?
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought it was just, I didn't even know what it was.
The people are a little different than Texas and Florida would be my guess.
Well, the deep north, as we refer to it. But hats off to them. Cairns got us, and that was another day in paradise for us. And luckily I didn't go up. Otherwise, I was having conniptions at home. So you can imagine what it would have been like.
You're dressed ready to be up in Queensland.
Well, I wanted to bring out the gear today, like the threads are out. This is my latest range. This is from the 2024 range of Hoops Capital merchandise. It's one off. Thank you to one of our great friends that's involved with the club. She provides a few pieces of merch every year for me. They're one-offs. There's been a lot of demand for the
right. I was
going
to ask if there was more demand than one-off.
Yeah, I think so. There's a bit of demand out there, but I don't know. But I like the one-off element. I like the one-off King Gong hat.
Yeah,
Batman.
This isn't a one-off. This is from a Halloween shop.
Right.
Okay. In the States.
All right. Yeah. And no cap for you today, Zell. What's going on there? You didn't rock the cap.
No, I'm letting the curls rock out, man.
There you go.
The curls rock out.
You got it. Yeah. Well, Xavier wears the man bun because it's all curly up there. So
he has good hair.
And do you do the braids? You go there much?
I tried braids back in 2019. It's just not. It's not my look.
You remember the year and everything. It must have been
Must have been tough.
It was a big decision.
You know.
The year was 2019.
Yeah.
It was braided.
I was like, can't do the braids.
So, mate, tell us about you. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Lansing, Michigan, back in the U.S. And, it's a small town. It's the capital of Michigan.
Right.
So.
Brothers, sisters, what's the deal?
Yeah, I got an older brother. He's like 31, 32, just older, like 2 years older than me. But he's a coach at Chicago Loyola now, head coach,
right,
for a Division I college back in the States. So
he hooped a little bit coming up as well, right?
Yeah. He hooped at Oakland University. He was hooped Division I, and then he was from there. He was our grad assistant at Michigan State from my sophomore year and junior year, and then. Got a coaching job, and next thing you know, they went to the Final Four in 2018, and then enough about him, though.
How was it having him as a grad assistant? Was he a conduit between the players and the coaches, or was he one of the boys?
Nah, he was like perfect. I don't know how he did it, because like he kept it professional, like the coaches respect him, but also he was like cool enough to hang out with the guys and be like a part of the team a little bit. So, but like I give a lot of credit to him and my success in basketball because he kind of was the bridge between me and Coach Izzo. Like I understood him more, and Coach Izzo understood me more because he was always in the office talking to Drew about me and stuff like that. So
you have Tom Izzo, one of the most famous NCAA coaches of all time.
Yeah,
he is probably also good for a funny story. Would be my guess.
Yeah,
he's got some screws loose, maybe, but. What
you
you
got to
got
have your
for
screw
us?
loose to be a coach.
Nah,
haven't you?
for sure. You
A
got
little
to.
crazy. You got to be a little crazy.
Little
Yeah,
tapped.
yeah, because like he's just super passionate. And you know he grew up in the Upper Peninsula, which is like
An Hooper.
Yeah, he's an Ooper.
Oof.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
For those that aren't familiar, Hooper's like at the top peninsula of Michigan.
Yeah.
And it's all like way into Canada type of thing.
Way
right?
into Canada,
Yeah,
and it's nothing.
another
but-
breed up there.
Yeah, it's just like it's nothing up there. It's just straight cold. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you got a 5'6", you know, guy from the UP. You know, he was a walk on at Division II school, and then you know he gets a job at Michigan State and basically a grad assistant at that time. So he basically just came from nothing, and nobody believed in him. So you got to be crazy to be successful. I feel like, you know what I'm saying. So he just believed in himself, and he stands on what he believes in, and you know that's why he's a Hall of Famer now.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible run.
Yeah, incredible run.
Should we crack open a little icy
All
here?
right, let's go to the icebreaker. Let's get now we've done all the formalities. Let's get the envelope open.
Let's do it.
It's 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
And I tell you what, Jalen last week pulled out envelope 4, so we're going to take
Bin
envelope
it.
4 out. We'll get rid of that.
I'm gonna do
Pick a number.
lucky number 7.
7.
Lucky
Ooh,
number
is that like
7.
snake eyes or something? 7, whatever. Here we go.
Yeah.
7. What do you got?
What's in the envelope? Tell us about your first kiss. Oh man!
All right, now hang on. All right, you have a pass. You can claim a hall pass and move on from that one if you want to go to another number.
What was it? It was in the 7th. No. I'm sorry. It was like back when I was young, like 12, 13 years old.
Tough.
Yeah, middle school vibes
Right.
at the park.
At the park.
Mm-hmm. A
Where
girl
are you,
named
Jordi?
Jennifer.
Where'd you go? Where'd you, Jordy?
We miss you,
Shout out
Jennifer.
Jennifer.
What were you doing? Were you like on the
You know,
swings?
what was her name?
Oh, no.
Jennifer?
No, it was just one of those. We was at the park playing, and next thing you know,
What were you doing?
we was playing basketball.
Slippery dip?
What's that?
Bowling Alice. That's it. Just it had them randomly. You didn't
brilliant.
you didn't know each other.
Nah, we knew each other. Like we had kind of like a little group that we've been hanging out with.
Right.
Like when we were young.
Yeah.
We just at the park playing basketball. It was a couple of girls, couple of guys. Next thing you know, we go over to the side of the
Sup?
school, and then
I need a
it just
sub.
happened.
Magic happens, man.
Yeah, the
Well, we've
magic
got her on the
happened.
phone.
The magic. Exactly.
Yeah.
Jordy,
No, you're going to have to go.
I have to go. You have
gotta
to
wrap.
think, do you?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I don't know if
first
I've
kiss.
kissed someone before.
I think it was about. I want to say. We had a birth. It was a party at my house, and I was about, I don't know, grade 7 or something like that, and I think that we were playing spin the bottle or something like that. I think that was about it. It was about a.
It's a
Classic.
surefire.
Nothing in it,
Spin the
really. Nothing
bottle.
in it, you
That'll
know.
get it done.
I think we were playing Beach Boys records and feeling good about life, but
That's lit. Beach
I don't know
Boys.
how that. That's hard to. I'm really digging into the deepest recesses of my mind for that one, but I'd say that's the first time round. Yeah, for sure.
Do you remember her name?
Well, I remember my first crush.
Nice.
It was a girl called Cindy Stevens.
Cindy
But it wasn't
Stevens.
her.
Shout out Cindy Stevens.
Shout out to Cindy Stevens. we had our 50th anniversary of our primary school,
They do those.
Yeah,
Of what school?
like what you'd call
Elementary.
it elementary
Okay.
school. Yeah.
Okay.
And we had the 50th anniversary. Apparently, she wasn't there, but apparently Cindy's running around somewhere. So shout out to Cindy.
My
Miss you.
first crush was Rachel McAdams.
I see you went high.
Yeah, shot for the stars.
Did you know her personally, or was it just
Never,
on TV?
no. Weird.
That is
never met her.
strange.
Who is this?
Rachel McAdams, 2004, like pretty peak then. Yeah,
Yeah, it was
just
big.
Google it, do it on your own time, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, get to
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Get to it. Nah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
I think my first kiss was some park action as well, man.
Some park action.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's the perfect place.
What was wrong with my life? How did I not get onto this scam?
Park's pretty dope, man. You just run around exercising.
Yeah. You got exercise.
Sounds like a game of basketball. Oh,
That's a party foul.
stop. That's a stop. Stop that.
And we're back. Hoops Capital, brought to you by Harvey Norman and powered by Road here with Denzel Valentine, and we want to talk a little bit of your basketball journey.
Yes, sir.
Kind of go back to the start. You know, I know it was at the park first and foremost, but beyond there, how did it evolve?
Yeah, so I pretty much played for my dad all my life, growing up. And then he got a job at a school in Lansing, called Lansing Section. That's where I went to high school at.
Is it a tough school?
Yeah, it's a like an inner city school.
Yeah.
Like what you mean tough? Like
Like, you know,
like,
yeah, like
academics?
yeah, just don't mess around, you know.
Oh yeah, no. We for sure. It was an inner city school in Lansing. Yeah, it's not like a super big school. We were class B. It's like in Michigan it's class A, B, C, D. So we were like B.
And that's just size,
Yeah,
student body.
it was like 800 kids.
Right, okay.
800 kids. Yeah, so went there, played for my dad, played as a freshman with my brother. Ended up getting hurt that year. And then the next year we came back, made it to the state championship, lost, but then ended up winning two state championships back to back my junior and senior year. And then from that point, you know, committed to Michigan State in my sophomore year. So got that out the way, and then, you know, went to Michigan State, played there 4 years. Had a pretty good time there, you know what I'm saying? And,
Were you always going to Michigan State? Did you look at other colleges?
So getting recruited, actually, in high school, they didn't recruit me at first. They were recruiting everybody else, and that kind of like drove me. Like it was kind of pissing me off because my dad played there in the 80s, and we had been going to Michigan State games my whole life, and I wanted to go there, but they didn't recruit me at that time. So, you know, we had a meeting with Coach Izzo and the staff, and they were just like, basically like, you're not good enough type of deal, like right before the AAU season my sophomore year. And then had a good summer, and then I ended up getting offered. But before then, I didn't really want to go there like that.
Did you look at
what
other
was
schools?
what was on the table?
So actually Michigan, our rival, they recruited me really hard.
Right.
And that was actually my second school that I was gonna go to. But it was them, Wisconsin, Georgetown, and like Oakland, where my brother went.
How does it being near your hometown play into it? Is that something that you wanted to get
college.
away?
Yeah.
Did you want to stay close?
You know what? It wasn't like the closeness that necessarily played a factor in it. It was just like Michigan State. Like I had been like watching that basketball all my life. My dad went there. So it was like those like players during like the Mateen Cleaves, like Shannon Brown, Kalen Lucas, like the Draymonds, like those guys were like rock stars to me in my eyes. Like going there, going to the locker room, seeing how they move. I would go to their open gym, see how they work out. And then Coach Izzo was like God around there. Like everything he said was like, you know, whatever. So it was just more of a dang, I want to be a part of that rather than like the closeness of it. But it was also good that my parents and I lived only 15 minutes away.
So you stayed at home? You didn't stay in college?
Nah, hell no. I couldn't wait to get out my parents' crib. I think school ended like in May. I moved in like to the dorms like 2 weeks earlier. I couldn't wait to leave.
Okay.
I had my bags packed.
It'd be awkward if your parents live 15 minutes from the campus, and if you move 5 minutes further away, like you living 20 minutes away from the campus, but you live with mates or something like that.
Yeah. I moved there, and I would go home like every weekend, just like get a home cooked meal and kind of like reset. Because there's like two different worlds. Like Lansing, it's like a city, and then East Lansing is just like a college town.
Right.
So it was good balance. Good balance.
What makes Lansing and East Lansing? Is there a river or something, or a railway line or something like that?
Nah, it's just so basically like Lansing is like a town itself, and then East Lansing, it's kind of like a suburb of Lansing, but within East Lansing, it's Michigan State, and you know you got the whole campus, and I think it was like 50 or 60,000 students, so it's pretty big. And like my dad used to be like, "Yo, like once you go to East Lansing, you're part of Michigan State, like you're gonna see it's a whole different world." So, but I didn't believe him growing up. I'm like, yeah, it's in the same town. You can get to like East Lansing and Lansing in 5 minutes, but going there, it was just like literally like a separate town. So it was cool.
Right.
You mentioned Draymond before.
Mm-hmm.
In basketball, the idea of a mentor and someone who's kind of paved the way before is like just invaluable. He's someone I know that you're still close with. How has someone like him, or just that Michigan State alumni in general, helped, make that leap from college to the pros?
Yeah, no, I credit a lot of my success and a lot of stuff that I experienced to Draymond. Like my so going to the open gyms when I was in high school, like he was one of the main ones that believed in me. Like the other guys were kind of just like, I'm a young kid walking in there, like they're just like, oh, what's up? Like, but Draymond was like, yo, like you need to work on this, this, and this, or like when you come here, you need to show this X, Y, and Z. So like.
So what's the context of that? Draymond was then playing in the NBA, or he was he was in college then?
Yeah, he's like 4 years older than me. So once I came in, he left. But during high school, like freshman and senior year, that was his years.
Yeah.
So I was getting older, watching Draymond and seeing him, grow or whatever. But like, yeah, no. So once he got drafted to Golden State and I got to Michigan State, he came back, I think, going into my sophomore year, and then came back going into my junior year. He spent the whole summer with us.
Right. And,
he's in the NBA, making millions of dollars, living the NBA lifestyle, but he chose to come back to Michigan State and kind of share his knowledge with us, show us how to work hard, and, just wanted to vibe with us because he wanted to see us make it and experience the same stuff like he's going through. So, he came back and, we would wake up at 6 a.m., we would work out, he would hang out with us. We would go to Detroit, we would go to Grand Rapids, or he'll come over. He bought us our TV when we moved in, like just like out of nowhere. Like he used to like give us money. We used to go out to eat, and he used to like buy us food. Like so, a lot of stuff that he didn't have to do, he did it for us, and I appreciate him for that for sure.
And now it's not a particularly close connection, but him and Bogues obviously played together for quite a long time, so it's not like he's not heard of the Sydney Kings before.
Mm-hmm. Nah, yeah. Once I saw him here, I seen he commented on the Instagram or something like that, and he texted me congratulations and everything. So we still talk frequently.
Yeah.
How did you find getting off the plane in Australia?
Man, it's crazy because I heard a lot of good things about Sydney and Australia, but you don't really notice it until you get here. I thought my agent and everybody like that was saying like Sydney was good was lying. So like actually like coming here and seeing the city and kind of experiencing the things that Sydney has to offer, I really love it.
Yeah.
What stood out to you so far?
I like Barangaroo, like the downtown area. Like I just like how it looks, like the little dock, and then they got the boats with the buildings behind, all the restaurants right there, and it's
adjacent casino.
Club.
Adjacent casino. Yeah, it's cool. Sydney has a lot of cool places.
Yeah, look, Sydney's the sort of city that if you love it, it'll love you back. If you hate it, it'll hate you back. So you either can ride the pony or you can't.
You'll get stuck in more traffic. It'll rain harder.
Nah, for sure. That's why I'm like, when I got here, I'm like, man, I'm just gonna experience it and soak it all in. Just why not?
Not a lot of swimming, even though you're living on the lakes in Michigan, is there? It's pretty nippy, that water.
I know how to swim.
I didn't say that you didn't know how to swim. I was saying the water's cold.
I think you beat Jalen. I don't think Jalen's big on the. I think Jalen's all right on the sand. I don't know how he goes in the water though.
I'll go in the ocean, but I'm not a huge get in the ocean guy.
Because of sharks?
He doesn't know how to swim.
I just was like, man, I don't know. I don't know.
I was never worried about sharks. I worry about sharks now.
For real?
Oh, yeah.
Why is that?
I think just because they're out there, man. They're like, this stuff goes down.
And they're hungry.
They're like, I got no issues with their ocean. We're swimming in their house.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
That's cool. I'm not fighting you. I'm not fighting it, but I'm going, you know what?
That Bronte Beach day we did was the guys who wouldn't get in the water, there's sharks. And we're at Bronte Beach.
Yeah, well, there are sharks there, you know
up
that,
to
don't
the
you?
knees. Yeah, of course. But
But they
You're not
didn't
gonna
want to go any deeper.
no, they didn't want to get in.
You got to get out
Full
deep.
stop.
Yeah, you got to be smeared in whale fat, to sort of
Man,
make yourself tasty.
Man, I get in, but I ain't gonna go swimming in there.
Yeah, you
type
go
of
looking
deal.
for trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were young, used to do it, but no, I wouldn't do it now. I wouldn't go. I've done ocean swims,
Oh, I couldn't.
but they're close to shore races, ocean swim races, but not these people that swim off Bondi. They go out towards
Around the corner.
You go, what are you doing out there?
Longley wanted to, when I broke my foot, part of my rehab, he wanted to do a Bronte to Bondi
Did he?
swim around the
Really?
headland.
Okay.
And I was pretty lukewarm on the idea.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, we'll be able to do it. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. And that guy got cut in half by a shark in Little Bay.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, he got.
I'm already too scared
What?
to look
Cut in
down
half?
into the ocean.
Yeah.
And then it was like,
No, it was pretty bad.
yeah,
Y'all ever seen a shark? Like going out to the beach and be like, oh shit, that's a
not at the
shark.
beach. I've done some scuba.
Got my
I've
I've seen some
certification.
dolphins and stuff, but I can't say I've seen a shark and then gone, oh, that's a shark, run away or anything or swim away or anything like that. But they're there, they're lurking, they're gonna eat you. Yeah.
Yeah.
My place
you
down
least
the
expect
coast,
it.
there's a
Yeah,
shark.
Cool.
There's a shark beta, like a net thing off the beach. They drums, they're shark drums, and they catch sharks and stuff like
For
that.
real?
Yeah, for sure. Man.
I would just be mad going to heaven if I'm like, damn, this how I went out.
Hang on, you're getting ahead of yourself there.
I really just
That's gonna happen.
got
yet.
bit by a shark. Like, damn.
What a way to go!
That's the Steve Irwin thing. He's been wrestling crocodiles his whole life. He got stung by a stingray. It's like,
So what? Wait,
Of
so
all
okay.
ways.
So what was it? What were you scared of when you got here? Was it snakes, spiders, and sharks?
I want to see a kangaroo. I ain't seen a kangaroo
You didn't see the
yet.
kangaroo yet,
Nah, like I know I've seen a kangaroo like at the zoo,
right?
but I want to just like be driving somewhere and just be like, oh shit, there go a kangaroo.
oh, there goes one right across right across the highway.
Yeah, like it's
Right
just
in front of
bouncing
your
off
car.
and just get waves.
Slamming the brakes on.
They're the wildest things when you're over driving once. I was driving back from Adelaide to Sydney, and it was one of those seasons where kangaroos were everywhere, right? And it's like they come out from the side at night. They're really bad at night because when it's getting colder, they lay on the road because it's warmer, right? So they tend to sort of get near the road, and then but they bounce out. And they come straight in perpendicular to the car because they're running at the light or bouncing at the lights, and then they sort of spear away. It's completely it's wild, yeah.
So you just kind of
Well, you start doing that, and you're gonna get into trouble. So you just hold
gotta
your
go
line,
straight.
just go
Yeah.
straight.
The
yeah.
car
Good advice.
loses the collision though most times. Like there's some
Yeah.
big fellas jumping across the road.
Yeah, no, it's
that's
bad.
good advice.
And have you found driving on the right side of the road or the
Man,
correct?
it was
the,
weird.
The correct side of the road.
The first time I got in the car, I was on the wrong side of the road. People was honking at me. I'm like,
I'm new
like
here.
sorry, I ain't from here.
No, I think did I give you that advice? I give most people.
Yeah.
Be careful it's easy when you're in heavy traffic because you just follow. So those situations at night or something when there's no cars around, that's when you go haywire. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty bad.
Yeah. No, I like it though. It's like a little, I don't know. At first I was like, ooh, this is a cool little switch up.
Would you rather go to heaven eaten by a shark or driving on the left side of the road? That's a dumb question.
Yeah, no. Probably driving on the left side of the road.
That's more
I think-
respectable.
Yeah.
That's an honest mistake.
Yeah, it's like, damn.
Oh, but hang on, it's pretty rare to get eaten by a shark.
Yeah.
That's a spectacular way to go out.
That is true. I would be a legend
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
I'll be a
You'd
legend.
be a legend with like
Yeah.
with a shot.
half your torso.
It'd be like a Halloween outfit.
yeah. And makeup is crazy.
How do you do it?
Yeah.
And so, mate, so Kings basketball, NBL, how you feeling about it all? What's your take on it so far?
It's cool, man. I think the league and what they're doing is pretty dope. I think it's definitely a lot of talent, more talent than I thought.
Right.
And guys play hard here. I respect that. Guys are, fighting for their lives, playing intense every game. And it kind of reminds me of the Big Ten a little bit. Like, it's 10 teams. Everybody knows each other. Everybody is tired of hearing about each other. Everybody knows what everybody wants to do. But it's just like, it's just like, who's going to be better that night and who's going to, pay attention to the details. So I've liked this so far, you know what I'm saying? And kind of, I like our team and then what we got going on, coaching staffs and everything like that. So I've been pretty impressed with everything. Just got to kind of just figure things out.
So if you're talking to a buddy and, another guy that's thinking about going on the road here, what's your sort of advice? What's your take right now? What would you be saying to another American that's thinking about coming out and playing out here?
I'd probably just say just make the most of it. Really just don't have no expectations. Kind of just let things flow freely. Because I feel like if you come over here with expectations or you expect certain things, like it's not going to go as planned, you know what I'm saying? So just come here and just soak it all in and just make the most of each moment.
Yeah, they're a bunch of murderers here, mate. There's Aussies just waiting to club to death any American that comes here.
Yeah.
It's like it's a serious thing.
Yeah, and I know that because not to toot our own horn, but you guys won back-to-back championships, and we're the Sydney Kings, and we've accomplished a lot as an organization. So, you feel that when we play. You know what I'm saying? Every time we got on the court, and I be forgetting sometimes. I'm just like teams are like, they got extra boost of juice, or like they're doing things that I don't see on film and stuff like that, or like when you watch, you know what I'm saying? But I get it though, because that's how Michigan State was, because we're a top 5 school in the country, every year. So when people used to play Michigan State, they would have the game of their life or whatever. So you just gotta, match that intensity and figure it out.
Sure. So did you NCAA tournament? You went there a couple of times?
Yeah, we went every year.
Every year?
Yeah.
How deep did you go?
My junior year, we went to the Final Four, and I don't want to talk about my senior year.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
We won't do that.
Yeah.
We'll edit that
It's
out.
unfortunate.
You did say 4 years. Like you were a guy that probably could have jet early. What was going on? Was there opportunities to get out? Was it you had to graduate? Mum and dad were making you graduate?
No, my third year, we made it to the Final Four my third year, and I had a pretty good year, and I was on the draft boards, but it wasn't a for sure thing that I was gonna get drafted. It was if you come out, you'll maybe get in the first round or maybe second round. It was 50-50. So I was like, I had some buddies that I came in with, and my friend ended up transferring in. And I just kind of was like, we got a good team next year. And if I, work hard and do what I'm supposed to do, I could kind of stamp my name to, be on those draft boards instead of just being a maybe guy. I kind of trusted the process. I feel bad for kids now because it's you see a lot of 1 and dones and a lot of 2 and dones, and everybody has their own journey. And I feel like you just got to respect it. Whatever your journey calls for, you just got to do that. You can't force it. So I feel like if I would have went out my junior year, I would have been forcing it. And then ended up staying, and then I had a great year, and then ended up, being
but the tournament didn't go so great.
No. We got upset. We were the 15th seed. I got upset by Middle Tennessee State.
How'd that go?
Oh, man. It's crazy, too.
It was famous. It was people, yeah.
You still feel it. Look at you. You're still feeling that.
Oh, man. You couldn't tell me in my lifetime I was not going to be a national champion.
Right.
It's just so we had a great year. We just came off the Big Ten championship, and we were supposed to be at number 1 seed, but they ended up giving us a 2 seed, whatever.
That's damn seeding committee.
Yeah.
What's
Who were the ones?
there?
Who were the
Oklahoma, Oregon, Villanova, and the other team I can't think of right now.
What year is this?
This was 2016.
Who
Is it
ended up winning?
Kansas?
UConn?
That was Villanova.
Villanova's
Chris Jenkins
game
hit
winner.
that. Yeah, Chris Jenkins hit that shot.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
So we had
That's
this
a good ending.
Yeah, no, it was a crazy ending. We had the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8 that year was in Chicago. So the first round was in St. Louis, and all our fans were like, "Yeah, we'll just see y'all in Chicago."
Yeah,
you know what I'm
That's all
saying? Y'all gonna breeze through the first 2 rounds, whatever. I'm like, all right. So next thing you know, we go to St. Louis. Man, we had literally that gym was probably I don't know if it was big as the Kudos, but it was probably 15 to 20,000 people in there. We had like one little row of Michigan State fans. It was probably like 1,000, 2,000 people. Everybody else was against us. Like, it was crazy. Like, and then next thing you know, you play in the tournament, like, they always want the underdog to win.
Yeah.
And then once they get going, the whole crowd is cheering them on. Everybody's booing us. So it was just like one of those moments. Like, damn.
Sounds like Cairns the other night.
Yep.
Damn. So you blew up everyone's bracket.
Mm-hmm. After we lost, like I had a bunch of stuff to do for like the NCAA tournament and stuff, and everywhere I went, people would be like, man, you messed up my bracket, man.
You worked your bracket.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Yeah. It's funny, you know, like people carry injuries, you know, emotional injuries. And it was many years ago, Kentucky lost a nail biter, and I forget who they lost to. And
Are you talking about?
Oh, we're talking back at the 1990s, 2000s, you know. Anyway, a mate of mine, he's from Louisville, you know, and he went home probably 6 months after the tournament, and he was living in Australia at the time. And he went home, and he hadn't seen the tournament, the game, and they watched the VHS. You know, we're talking old school, probably a beta tape, you know. and anyway,
old school joint.
They watched the game replay, and then the next morning he gets up, and his father's sitting in a really bad mood on the couch. He said, "What's up?" He said, "I'm just thinking about that game last night. You know, 6 months old, and they're still grieving about it." That's how it goes, you know.
Yeah. I mean, the NCAA tournament is huge in the States. So, you know, a lot of people like March Madness is crazy. I'm sure you
everything
know.
stops, so it's only thing people are watching.
That's the only thing people watching. So it's like, you know, you got bets, you know, everything. You play the whole year to get to the tournament, you know. So yeah, for sure.
The lead up is so cool with guys like teams winning their conference tournaments and getting crazy bids, and it's hectic.
And then like seeing where you're gonna go, and then okay, you gotta go to that city, and then you go there, you practice in front of the fans and everything. Like, it's good times for sure.
Yeah, it's something else. It's not. I think in the basketball community that we're probably talking to today, I think it's well appreciated. But the size and scale of the event and how it just launches in late March, and just the arc of the whole event is just, it's unbelievable. And because the way the sporting calendar plays itself out in the United States is really interesting. You know, you go from Super Bowl. Sorry, early January you got the 10-pin bowling. That's on. That's the bowling. They have the bowling on for a couple of weeks, Major League Bowling, and that segues in because the number of NFL games drop because of the playoffs, and then they go to Super Bowl. Then you arc out of that, and then it starts to ramp into college basketball and the Masters, and it all pegs out. It's just like it's like a machine.
Well-oiled.
It's always something going on.
Yeah,
always something.
Guys
going
put
on.
a few good games together in that tournament. They get drafted like from nowhere to first round. It's every year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a massive deal. Everyone's watching.
How many busts come out of it though? Do any of them the Christian Leightoners of the world, or do they?
I mean, it's usually older guys. I'm thinking like DiVincenzo at Villanova.
Yeah, I was just literally about to say that. DiVincenzo.
Like, they're usually older guys under the brightest lights the whole year.
They got it. They just stand up.
And he's a great pro. Like,
I don't know too many
more names.
I don't know too many.
Now
busts.
I just said it happens all the time, so I need more. Needed more data.
Right.
Any busts? I mean, there's a few draft classes last few years that were.
And so Jalen last week talked about a dunk in a game a couple of years ago. Like, he said it's a career highlight for him. What about you, mate? What's your moment? What's the thing that you go, okay, you know, I might have been eaten by a shark, but I'll always be remembered for this.
Oh man. Probably I would say my career high in the NBA, probably.
Yeah.
That was probably, as far as on the court, that was probably my best, like, personal. Like, you may talk to my dad or like my brother, he may like have a certain example, but like probably having my career high in the NBA. for sure.
A particular moment, or is it just the body of work?
No, just the whole body of work, and like, you know, you actually don't know what you have until you actually do it. You know, sometimes you like, you know, I was questioning something, but then, you know, to see all that work, you know, I put in work, and then, you know, see it actually, you know, become a display of something. It was just like after the game, it was just like, damn, like I really just had 34 in the NBA game, and it was against the Cavaliers too, like LeBron and them. So it was like, damn.
So you put 34 on LeBron?
Not on LeBron personally. It's not.
Who's got you? What year was
he
that?
might have got 2 buckets though. He might have got 2 buckets.
Was Kyrie there?
No, that was the year.
Was it Delhi? Was it some Aussie crime?
Delhi was there. Delhi was
Maybe
there.
right.
It was the year
Shout
they
out
went to
Delhi.
the finals, but I think they lost. Yeah, it was the year.
The year it was like Delhi was the second best player.
Yeah.
Like went off.
Yep.
Hospitalized with cramps.
Mm-hmm.
So, mate, so let's talk about the other important things in life. Food. How have you found Australian food?
Food has been good.
Yeah.
It's surprised me.
Why would it surprise you? What you
I thought
expecting?
y'all eat kangaroos and all types of
Can
crazy
if you
stuff
want.
over here. I gotta try kangaroo, by the way. Is it good?
Yeah, it's got to be
possible.
cooked a certain way. Lean. It's a lean meat. Gotta be
They're
cooked
actually
right.
pests, man, so it's good for the environment if you're eating kangaroo.
Like how often do y'all?
The RSPCA is going
God,
to revoke their sponsorship.
Oh. Nah, it's good though, man. Like spots in Barangaroo, spots in Bondi. I even found a good couple spots on Uber Eats.
Do you have a go-to back home?
Back home?
Yeah.
Back home in where I live in Chicago right now, it's called Doc B's. Shout out Doc B's.
What type of food is that?
It's like just American style. Like they got like, you know, burgers, like wraps, salads.
Where do you land on the deep
like
dish
that.
pizza?
Ooh, I'm not a big deep dish guy. I just like regular classic,
Yeah.
regular crust pizza.
Well, then
Do you like deep dish?
Look, in small portions. It's a Midwest thing. You know, you got to
Yeah.
rug up for winter, right? You know, so
Yeah.
So I get it, but that's something that'd kill a horse if you ate too many. of them.
Yeah, I don't really.
You can only get 1 or 2 down the hatch before it's...
Yeah, I'm not a big knife and fork. Like that's a meal.
It's
I wanna
delicious,
just
though.
Yeah, you want to fold it and put it in.
Yeah,
there.
you feel me?
I feel it.
Just,
I feel
just simple vibes.
Fold
And
it,
mate,
put it in.
what are you a White Sox guy or you're a Cubbies guy?
Is anyone a White Sox guy?
Yeah.
Barack Obama is.
So yeah, South side versus North side. So
Yeah.
if you're on the South side,
You
it's
could be a
White Sox.
Tigers man rather than a...
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was not really into Michigan like baseball. So I probably would say I'm a White Sox guy.
I-
Anything.
But you go over the Cubbies for an
Yeah,
afternoon.
no,
out.
like I cheer for the Cubs too because everybody likes the Cubs in Chicago.
It's the best.
Yeah, like
Cubbies are the best.
yeah, for sure.
Great experience. Yeah.
Oh, you been to Wrigley?
Oh yeah, many
Wrigley.
times. Yeah,
Wrigley is
yeah.
sweet.
They were a client of mine when I was living over there, and so they were very generous. There used to be a Friday afternoon game, like late May. That was a crosstown game against the White Sox.
Ooh.
Always used to get for that one. That was a good
Ooh.
afternoon out.
They probably get intense too because they're
Yeah.
Chicago's ride or die about their sports.
Yeah. Actually, I had a pretty interesting experience. White Sox were also a client, and I went to their facilities once for a meeting, and saw my client in their marketing area. She's telling me they'd won the championship, I think 2 years before. I think they'd come out of nowhere and won it. Who was the manager they had then? The crazy bloke that was
And the White Sox?
White Sox won it. They won it with I should remember, but
Some crazy
Yeah.
shit.
they had a Hispanic manager who was kind of just a bit crazy, you know. But it was that moment, lightning struck a pond, and that magic happened, and they won the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, she's at a desk, and this like 6 months after they won it, and I come to the morning, there's a package on the desk. He opens up, it's a ring. It's a championship ring for staff. And she looks around, and there's people who've been working there for like 30 years. They're crying and stuff like that. She didn't realize the importance of it. You know what it meant. You know to
win a World Series?
to win a World Series for the staff there. You know, people who've been working there for 30 years. You know,
Uh.
never thought they'd ever win a ring, and they put a ring on their desk, and yeah, it was pretty cool. Good experience. Yeah.
Yeah, when my first year there, the Cubs actually won the World Series. Like
Okay,
the end of
right.
their drought. So it was
Yeah.
going like and where I lived my rookie year, it was like literally like right down the street from Wrigley.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
it would have been riots.
Bro, it was. I was like, yo, what is going on outside? I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
It
was
only
going
happens
crazy.
once a century, man. You got to.
Was it a nice October then? Was that why
Yeah,
nice
it
weather
was.
was good?
Yeah, it was.
'cause
I
you get
just
good.
moved in.
Really?
Yeah, and they were going crazy for sure.
How'd you find the United Center? What do you think of that?
The United Center was great. I love playing in there every night.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's one of those arenas where people mark on their calendars, because of Jordan and Scotty,
Yeah.
where they played, and just all the history about the United Center. So it's like one of those arenas where you go in there and like we weren't very good at the time, but it didn't matter because you were in the United Center. Like when teams would come to play, they would try to put on a show for the fans because it's gonna be packed.
Yeah.
The Chicago
Mm.
anthem is coming on, so it was cool playing there every night.
Any of those 90s Bulls floating around the organization much when you were there?
Yeah, actually, Scotty used to come, Horace Grant. I had Randy Brown and Pete Myers as a coach. They were on that team. Paxson was the GM. Tony Kukoc used to be around. And then that's why it's cool, meeting Luke and everything.
Yeah.
Because I've heard a lot, about the Chicago Bulls. So hearing from each player's perspective and then hearing from Luke's perspective. So it's cool.
Do you think is it like a burden playing for the Bulls in that sense of the expectation or the history and the comparisons all the time?
Yeah. I mean, the Chicago media is harsh. You know what I'm saying? Which they should be. They have Michael Jordan, and they had Derrick Rose, and they've had a lot of good history. So they expect a certain type of level of basketball. Just in a certain type of level of effort. And if you don't, have that, they'll get on you. So I wouldn't say it's a burden, but they hold their players, each and every player, to a certain standard. And if you don't meet it, they're going to say something.
Yeah.
But that's what comes with it, though. I love it, because, they love you when everything is going good. So, and the city always, will have your back. So I had no problems with playing in Chicago.
So I'd bracket Lakers, Bulls, and Knicks as being
Yep.
three hard franchises to play for.
Philly's pretty tough.
Yeah. Philly has a.
Were you the first point guard kind of after the D-Rose?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How was that?
That would
have been crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they had, we got Rondo and D Wade that year, so it was kind
Wasn't too shabby.
No, it wasn't.
You were brought in as that point guard
Yeah.
incumbent, and then they kind of filled out the roster in not a super modern way, but
yeah. I mean, I was told it's gonna be a little differently, and then they ended up picking Rondo and D Wade, but it actually worked out because I learned a lot from them. Those two guys, and seeing how they carry themselves and how they are professionals, I learned a lot from them, so it was cool.
That D Rose thing ripped the heart out of that place, didn't it?
Nah, they were mad. I guess I didn't see it personally, but I guess people were like riding around by the practice facility. They was throwing stuff at the building. Every time someone would see like the GMs, they would like be talking stuff to them in public and stuff like that. So
I went to a game there, and probably a month after he was injured, and he was in the building. He was sitting up in a suite or something, and it was like Jesus was up there.
Nah, for sure.
I mean, the place went crazy for him.
Sure.
And he's busted up. I was was mad. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
It's sad, man.
Yeah, it was. But incredible. He's like persevered.
He's
helping.
Yeah, he's balling out right now for Memphis too. So,
who'd they trade him to?
I think he just ran out of his contract in New York, and I think just Memphis just picked him up.
No, from the Bulls.
Oh, they traded him for Lowry. We drafted Lowry that year, Chris Dunn and Zach Levine.
Yeah, right.
Best teammate ever?
Best teammate ever? Besides me?
Yeah, well, present company accepted.
Best teammate ever, I probably would say it's a tie between Matt Castello. He's playing in Spain now. Between him and Chris Dunn. Yeah.
On what basis?
Matt was just one of those guys Like, he just played hard. He brought positive energy, and he was just, like, down for whatever. He never complained. Like, he would always, like, whenever I was having a good night, he would, bring me down. And then when I was having a bad night, he would always, pick me up and make me feel better about myself. And he was the same every day. I could always count on him being the same every day. And he brought good energy. And then Chris, he was just good because, we got each other, and for 3 years we were that was my buddy that sat next to me on the plane, and we just, we were going through a lot at the time, just with the organization and playing and everything, just kind of feeling ourselves out as pros, and then, I had my best professional year, and he had his best professional year, during the same time. So we just got a lot of good things.
Good feelings.
Yeah, good feelings.
And no regrets about being a basketballer? Like, do you ever go, what else would there have been for you? Or
nah, it was either basketball or nothing. From like 8 years old, I knew I wanted to be a professional basketball player. So
what'd you do your degree
in? Communications.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's in the pocket for later.
Yeah, that's in the pocket for later.
He knows how the studio equipment works.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I want to do like broadcasting and stuff like when I get done though.
Yeah.
Not coaching, rather do media stuff.
Not now. I don't feel like I'd be a coach. I feel like I'd rather try.
You want to be a pundit, or do you want to call games?
I want to. Yeah, like I don't want to be the like play-to-play guy, but I want to be the guy that's kind of
Color
color
guy.
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith of. Mate, no.
No,
That'd probably be a little level.
Yeah,
a
more
little
like
level-headed.
more like Grant Hill, like what he does
Okay.
for CBS, or like
Yeah.
Jim Jackson. What they do, just kind of come in, do my thing, because I'm talking about stuff that I know, and that's pretty much it.
Have you done it before?
Super
Have you done any?
Yeah, the Big Ten Network. I did some work with them a couple years ago. But not actually live game, but I've done like some stuff with the Big Ten Network.
See, if we were based in Melbourne, you'd get a gig on one of the games where they broadcast from the studio type of thing. But it seems to be the domain of Melbourne-based players only, I think. So it's a bit of a shame. But
and we don't do trades.
Nah, I'm good where I'm at. I'm good where I'm at.
Now, mate, you're multi-talented in many respects, but particularly around music. What's going on there with that? Is this the next thing for you, or is this your thing now?
Yeah, it's my thing now. It's kind of it's like a good outlet to kind of get my mind off basketball and just kind of get my creative side working a little bit. Like I'd probably say, like, other than basketball, like being in the studio is one of the main things that, like, when I do it, I'm like fully present. Right. I'm not thinking about nothing else. I'm just there trying to figure out how to do the song like the best I can, and then I'm really just enjoying that moment. So that's why I like being in there.
I'm a bit of a lyricist.
Yeah.
I've got some rhymes I could not today.
No.
But I think I've got a couple of.
Who's your favorite artist, man?
Well, that's a good question.
Steely Dan?
Look, I don't know. Look, I don't know. What's my favorite artist? I'm a bit of a mood thing, like I was listening to a pod the other day. I think it was This American Life or something like that, and they had a story on a Cuban musician that I'd never heard of. And so that's the great thing now. You get a name and you go straight to Spotify.
Yeah.
You pull up this, talk about bodies of work.
Yeah.
So I've been working through that at the moment, like just listening to that sort of stuff. But there's driving music, and then there's sleeping music.
There's no one on the tip of your tongue for your favorite artist?
Look, you can't go past Cold Chisel, mate.
Oh.
If you're gonna call it out, play it on an island. That's your last song.
May as well. That's a band that didn't breach
What's it?
anywhere beyond Australia.
Cold Chisel.
Oh, I thought you said Coach Izzo.
No,
Coach
Cold
Izzo?
Chisel.
Like when he started doing music.
He spits bars.
But no, it's I like it all. I like the whole genre, But I don't sort of live in one artist's house, I sleep around a little bit, on that one,
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah, you give me that vibe.
Yeah, thank you.
You give me that
Appreciate
vibe.
you.
I feel like you're just
Sleeping
very not sleeping around. just like accepting and kind of
Yeah.
just willing to
Give anything a
take
shot.
on new things.
So
and
when
stuff that.
so I got your track, I really like Ocean. I really like it. It's got a good feel. You know, I can listen to that. It's good. You know.
Who's
So
your-
congrats,
appreciate it.
man.
Who's your favorite?
I appreciate it.
Who's the North
Drake.
Star? Maybe what artist is?
Drake is the number
Drake.
one for sure, by far. I mean, you could. I was listening to him the other day. I just had Drake on shuffle. He got all different types of vibes: rap vibes, R&B vibes, Caribbean vibes. Like he even got the Europe house music vibes. Like anything.
That's the Drake I can dabble in.
The Euro house music.
Yeah, the passion fruit. And
Yeah. Yep.
And have you hooked up any Aussie musicians here? Have you spent any time in studio here in Sydney?
I just went to the studio like last week. Actually, DJ Ziggy hooked me up.
Okay.
Yeah, with the engineer, and he's pretty good. So
I'm taking over his decks in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna
okay.
I'm gonna run him for the game.
Yeah.
He's rubbish. Get rid of him. Mate.
he's rubbish. Rubbish is trash.
No, he's awesome. He's awesome. I won't do that. So when you go into a studio, what do? Do you have something in your mind and you just sort of try to express it, or
It just depends. Like sometimes I may be feeling some type of way, like when I'm just chilling, and I may just pull up a beat and I'll just start writing to it.
right?
But like lately, I just been going to the studio and just like you said, just whatever comes to my mind. I'll just whatever type of vibe I'm feeling, I'll just go towards that beat, and then words will just start coming.
Right.
And then next thing you know, I just get in there and do my thing.
Can you do a track called "Lots of 3-Pointers," please?
Yeah,
And feel that.
yeah,
Lots of 3-pointers.
for sure.
3-pointers.
I actually
Rhyme
plan
that
on
with something.
and I don't know if I'm gonna do this for sure. I can't promise it, but I want to drop an Australian like EP.
Really?
Yeah, like a 4 or 5.
That feels
song.
like some beach music.
Yeah. Just something different while I'm over here.
What are you going to call it?
I don't know.
Put you
King
on the
Gong.
spot.
King Gong. Hey, that's taken, mate.
Yeah. Okay. That's trademark.
That's going to cost you.
yeah, right.
Well, it'll be a big hit in Wollongong if it's called King Gong. I can tell you right now, you'll sell 5 albums down there for sure.
Okay.
And you'll have to
guarantee
hand them
that.
out yourself at McDonald's.
Damn.
But how do you make money? Like, how do you know? I know it's not about that in a sense, but so how do you monetize? Because you don't sell records anymore, right?
Yeah.
So you just put it out on Spotify or something like that.
Yeah, I just put it out on Apple Music and Spotify or whatever, and I have like a music manager, and we have a little bit of money that comes in, but it's nothing crazy. Like you said, it's just more to just kind of express myself and just get my I don't know, just get my opinion or thoughts out there.
Do you perform? Do you go live?
Nah, actually, I want to do that
Yeah,
someday.
That's like stand-up comedians who do it in front of a mirror, man. You got to get up in front of an
No,
audience.
for sure. And I be on my little artist thingy, and I be seeing it's like people from like all over the country be listening to my music, and even like in other countries. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like-
Is it just Denzel Valentine? Is that how people find you?
Yeah.
Easy as that.
Yep.
It's an easy segue into a bit of a starting 5 gimmick that we do here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want your top 5. I know Drake's top of the mountain. I don't want your top 5 hip hop artists, but I need you to build out a starting 5 basketball team with just hip hop artists. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. I see
But it's
what
not
you're
based
saying.
on their
Drake.
basketball ability.
No, just based on their basketball ability. J. Cole.
Yeah.
He went pro, bro.
Yeah, I know. He was-
LeBron's done a track or two. You'd pull him into your starting five,
D-Lil.
would you?
Yeah, Lonzo Ball.
No, I want to hear your point guard who's running the show, who's feeding the fam, who's, taking care of the, maybe not DJ Khaled, that's springing to mind. We can keep it moving from there. But
I mean, Drake will probably be my Steph Curry. He's gonna get all the buckets, and we give him the ball during crunch time. For
so
sure.
you're playing him at the point, not a shooting guard or anything?
Yeah, I play him at the point.
Well, he can do anything. He can do any genre.
I would call that a center, but that's he can
Oh,
do
shut
anything.
up.
Jokic. On some Jokic vibes.
DJ Jokic.
I probably would put the Future as my shooting guard.
Knockdown.
Yeah, he's gonna knock it down. He's gonna deliver every time.
I'm so groovy.
Yep.
That's a banger. Bro.
I'm so groovy.
Bruh.
Yes.
Don't say the words.
Who's gonna do the dirty work? Who's my
Is that a 3 or is that 4? Yeah.
Yeah.
Versatile, bit of everything.
Who's gonna do? I'll put Meek Mill right there.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
How's he doing?
Him and Rick Ross are about to drop a tape called Kobe and Shaq. Actually.
Yeah, right. I
Yeah.
actually heard that.
Yeah.
I don't get a lot of hip hop news through my feed, but I did know
Yeah.
that was coming.
Yeah. Yep. Dang, who I'm having? Probably Lil Wayne will probably be my small forward. You know, just like he's just there when you need him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They're 3 and D, but you don't need much more.
Yeah, 3 and D, and then he might have a crazy game every once in a while.
Yeah, wow. You top
You know what I'm
scored,
saying?
Lil Wayne.
Yeah,
Respect.
yeah. Damn, who am I putting at the center? I'll probably put Young Thug at my center. He just kind of connects the
Glue guy.
Yeah, he's just the glue guy.
Respect.
That's the strongest
Free
starting
thug.
five.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like
And where are
it.
you, mate? You coming off the bench?
Oh yeah, I might. Yeah, I'm coming off the bench.
There you
I'm
go.
coming off the
There you
bench.
go.
I'll probably be like 9th man off the bench.
Be like a walk on.
I'm happy to be there.
I'll be happy to be there, and then I might be thrown in the game one time and just go crazy.
You never know.
You never know.
Well, mate, we appreciate you coming in. It's been a bit of a journey. We've got a long way to go. Maybe we'll get you back later in the year. We'll cover off a little bit more on the music front, work out why you're doing your first live performances. Now,
Yeah.
Hoops Capital Music is a thing,
Okay.
and we've got some shows coming up, I think. So you never know. We might swing you in. It could be a big hit. You know,
Hey.
You never know.
Yeah. You know, it's giving me my first opportunity.
Yeah, that's cool. We appreciate it, mate. Good on you. And so
Thanks,
thank you
Zell.
to you. Jordi, thank you to you.
Great
Thank
work,
you to
Smitty.
Thanks for having me.
Harvey Norman and Road, powered by Road,
Powered
as
by
always.
Road, baby.
We love that. I was talking to Bogues this week. He's filthy, absolutely filthy.
That our podcast has
got a
more
sponsor.
listeners. Oh,
No, it's
right.
got sponsors.
Oh, really? He does a podcast though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. It's
Are we?
rubbish. It's
Yeah,
rubbish,
we're not. Are
actually.
we shouting out other podcasts?
I don't like
Yeah,
to do that, but I will give a shout out to Road.
He said it's
Bogues.
rubbish.
Rubbish.
I think that's so funny. I love that word. I picked up on rubbish, Keen, and what heaps.
Heaps.
I love,
Heaps.
yeah, I love those.
Heaps.
Those are my favorite.
And you can be
Australian
heaps keen as well if you want. Or heaps
Keen.
rubbish.
Heaps
But you
rubbish.
can't be
is
rubbish
crazy.
keen or keen rubbish. Can't be it.
Well, I'm heaps keen on Road Bogues.
That's nice
So
of them,
Bogues
heaps
is
rubbish.
filthy. He said, you got sponsors. I haven't got any sponsors yet. And I said, well, mate, we run a big ship here, mate. It's a big show. It's Hoops Capital. None of your goofy stuff you do up in Queensland, mate. This is proper stuff. But no, I appreciate it. And Zell, good luck this week, mate. Big one coming
thank
up.
you.
We got a big run coming up. We got 2 games this weekend. We got the Gong. We're going down the Gong on Friday night, and then
Grand finals rematch.
grand final rematch, game 8. It'll be game 6. Game 6 of our friends in New Zealand coming over. That'll be a different experience for you. There's something else, and you'll know that they're around. Don't worry about that. In fact, I'm sure the Hawks are going to be front and center for a bit of action as well.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited for this weekend. Can't wait. Can't
All
wait.
right, let's go get it. Thanks, everyone. Good on you.
Thanks.
See you, mate.
Bye.
Bye.